Hey folks, back with you. I'm going to carry on with the watercolour, well watercolouring, but I'm going to use acrylic for the watercolour and see how we get on, see what happens. Get some lovely effects with wet in wet. I'll start off, the sky's going to be there, so we're going to get it to run down a bit, but I'm trying to get a nice light area across the river or whatever. Haven't decided yet. Let's get nice and wet. Okay. This is probably upside down, but Saunders water for this. Probably on the wrong side of the paper. I don't suppose it really matters. Okay, so let's get a bit of blue, a bit of red. Get a bit darker than that. Now, I've done, from my experience of acrylic, it doesn't seem to dry lighter than when you put it on. It's the watercolour that dries light. So let's get a little bit of orange. Now we want to get a bit of that reflected in water. Now I just want to see if I can get some darker colour. These are graduate paints, I presume they're student quality, which is okay. Just experimenting. Oh, let's see what happens with that. Okay, now I was talking to my mate Alan Owen, who's got me onto these. I was back in acrylic or watercolour, doesn't really matter, same thing. He said he's having trouble with the paper, this lightweight paper. Well, it isn't a problem, because if you clip it like I have, you can stretch it out, but if you lock it in with tape and it expands, it's going to be lumpy, isn't it? So all we do is just take the clips off and just pull it tight. No problem at all. It's a great paper for this. Right, see if I can just get a little bit of a... Oh, don't think I should have done that. Okay, let's see how that pans out. I'm going to put in some background colour now. I'm only using three colours: cadmium yellow, cadmium red, ultramarine. Maybe I should have left that, but anyway, we're learning. We've just been out shopping for the main shop, and any of you know Purley Way in South London, in Croydon. There's a range. You used to get a lot of material there, but sadly they got rid of their really good art section to accommodate an Iceland in the corner. Iceland being a shop for frozen goods, frozen meals, prawns, all that sort of stuff. Lovely, very good, but they've sacrificed my lovely art So a mile up the road we've got a Hobbycraft, but I didn't want to turn the car around and go back. The traffic, and there's a road near us called Beddington Lane, and it's forever having the road dug up for gas mains, for new warehouses, all sorts of stuff, but they never seem to do it in one go. No sooner have they restored the road, but they dig it up again for something else. Right, let's get a bit of green in there. It's coming back. We went along the Beddington Lane, and but on the way there we passed Mitcham Common, where there's this lovely 7 islands which I've painted many times. So I thought, well, have a go at that. But from the road, so I'll turn this into a, well, it could be a 7 island painting. So let's put some of this in here. Right, let's have a bit of autumny colour in some of these trees. It was very lovely. So we're looking across sort of a misty, although the common wasn't misty. It's a beautiful day. We've had some lovely weather for this time of year. Look, now it's behaving like watercolour. Using a little hake, it's one of Frank Clark's set of 3. Now let's get some more dark in there. Right, let's get more of that colour in here. Now that's gone. I put that colour in there, didn't I? But it's sort of vanished. Right, well we'll do some good old sponging. Right, green, nice green. Mix the 3 primaries. I am enjoying this. It's a learning curve for me for working in acrylic as watercolour, because it's not watercolour, but it's a joy to work with doing this sort of thing. So let's get some green depth in there. Okay, just enjoy ourselves here. Sort of shingle. Okay, got a nice bit of rich green foliage in the back here. Pull the hairs out. Right, I'm trying to listen to Bluetooth, but I'm so far away from the signal, it's pretty weak with Bluetooth. So I've got to put these headphones and deafen myself. Got me tea. Okay. Got to make sure you don't let stuff dry, the paint dry on your brush. Can't get the counter change with such a limited palette. Right, okay, let's get a bit of background here. I'm going to use some sponges, if I remember. Okay, let's just put a little bit of a autumny colour on one of these here. Okay. Right, I'm going to give that a dry, then I'm going to go over that with a bit of that colour in the water, I think. So take your headphones off, folks. And let's just undo the tangle. Right, ready, go. Okay, get another hake, I've got a wider hake for this. So we want that colour we had in the sky. Yeah. Can't get enough water off. Right, just get a little bit of that yellowy colour back in there. Right, okay, we've got to do a bit of lifting out in there before we get into the sponges, so let's get a rigger and we'll start to put a bit of stuff in there. Got my finger in that. Okay, so that's coming off of that island there. And then we can, let's get some lighter blue in here. So it's funny, being an artist, we tend to see things that other people wouldn't. Like this beautiful common land in Mitcham. Something like that. So it's sort of made a bit of a blobby there, so let's see if we just lighten that up a bit. That's better. Sort of oak trees. There's no limit to this, is there? You can just add, and but the thing is with this, you can work light to dark, which you can't do in watercolour, of course, as you know. I'm going to put a bit of a bush on there. I think I'm going to use a sponge for that. I'm going to dry now. I'll take your headphones off. Right, now you can see how flat this paper is. Look, just a little bit on the edge there. Beautiful, perfect. All right, let's get us a flat brush, and we'll. Oh, you can't do that with this. It's fixed, isn't it? Ah, well, there's the thing. I forgot about that. Oh well, we'll let that go, I think. I might even use a bit of white just to reinstate some of that. Right, let's get into with the sponge now. I love using a sponge. You never know where it's going to go. Right, so we want pebbly stuff here. Just mix the three primaries. used to see Terry Harrison do all this, but he had a much bigger palette. He used to use a Dale Rowney Stay Wet palette, but he'd do his skies with watercolour, but he didn't use Wet in Wet. Well, not that I ever saw. I saw 3 of his demos, and I've got one of my friends on Facebook and YouTube sent me a DVD of Terry doing watercolours. I'll just get that in there, just a bit of rough shingle. It's all part of the Wandle Valley water. Get some of that in there. Right, okay, that's the sponging done. We'll put a bit of twiggy stuff. I can probably take that up into this bit of the barren landscape there. Or no, I haven't finished with the sponging. Going to add a bit on there. Okay, get the sponge back, clean the brush. Now, I'm limiting myself to the 3 colours, so you can see the range of colour that you can actually get. So let's get a touch of green. Not light over dark. Got some autumny colours. Got a bit of green in there. Bit of shadow. Right, I'm going to get a bit of white on there so I can lighten 1 or 2 of these colours in here. But I have to just a little bit. It's expensive. I know, nice light green now. I need to try it, sorry. Here you can brighten up. Right, I don't want to overdo this, but why not? Okay, well I'm going to really, if I do more, let's get my 3/4 inch flat. Let's see what we can do with just a bit of light colour along. Just a little bit of a highlight. Right, I think we'll let that go. I just give that a bit of dry, just reinstate some of those branches. It's gone from subtle to not very subtle, I know, but that'll have the effect of opening it up again. Okay, well let's put it in a mount and have a, I'll give it a signature. I think it's just about worth it. Ah, yeah, that's God, that's gone a bit wrong. Right, so a bit of tape on there. I did 3 yesterday. I did 2 for you and 1 for Patreon. Oh, there we are. So we've got another one. Let's just flatten it down a bit. Get it square on. Okay, folks, well there we are. We'll call that Seven Islands, Mitcham Common, seen from my car window this morning. Now you'd have a job to say to tell that was acrylic. Pretty I sort of went over that there. I should have left it alone. But we've got a nice bright sky here. That's I quite like that. Okay, right. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.